Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Today we would like to present about the Islamic Ethical System. In this presentation, we will explain the definition, main characteristic, core values, source, and also its application in daily life and business. This topic is important because ethics in Islam not only about theory, but also about how we live our daily life in a good and responsible way. Okay, now let's first understand about the Islamic ethical system means. The Islamic ethical system refers to a set of moral values that come from Islamic teachings. These values guide human behavior in personal, social, and economic life. In Islam, ethics is closely connected to faith. This means that every action we do can become an act of worship if it is done with sincere intentions. So, not only the result is important, but also the intention behind the action. After understanding the definition, now let's look at its main characteristics. One important characteristic of Islamic ethics is that it combines divine guidance such as the Quran and Sunnah with human reasoning. The main goal of the system is to achieve success not only in this world but also in the hereafter. That is why Islam emphasizes both action and intentions. For example, helping others is good action, but it becomes more valuable if it is done sincerely, not for showing off.
Now, let's see how Islamic ethics is applied in daily life. For example, telling the truth, keeping promise, and being kind to others are simple actions, but they have strong moral values. If done sincerely, they can become acts of worship. These daily actions are based on important values. The main values in Islamic ethics include honesty, trustworthiness, responsibility, kindness, and fairness. Honesty means always telling the truth and not cheating others. Responsibility means being ready to take the consequence of action. Kindness means treating others with care and respect. And fairness means treating everyone equally and justly. These values guide our behavior in daily life. Besides these values, Islamic ethics also has universal characterization. It, it can be applied anywhere and anytime, even in modern life, such as business and technology. Another important aspect is accountability. In Islam, every action will be accounted for not only in this world but also in the hereafter. This character a strong sense of responsibility.
Second, business. Now let's see how Islamic ethics is applied in business. Islamic ethics emphasizes honesty, transparency, responsibility, and commitment. Honesty means not cheating customers. Transparency means being open about products and price. Responsibility means taking accountability for business actions. And contracts are not only legal agreements but also moral commitments. These principles help build trust in business. Slide 8, Halal Industry. Another example can be seen in the halal industry. Islamic ethics ensure that products are not only allowed but also clean, safe, and transparent. This applies to all processes from production to distribution. As a result, it builds trust between producer and consumers. Slide 9 sources. Next, let's provide basic guidelines about what is right and wrong. Well, the Sunnah shows how to apply these teachings in daily life through the example of Prophet Muhammad. In addition, there are also ijma and qiyas, which are used by Islamic scholars to solve modern issues. Ijma means the agreement or consensus of scholars on a particular issue. It is important because it helps create unity in understanding ethical mirrors. Case means analogy where scholars compare a new situation with an existing rule that has a similar cause. This helps apply Islamic principles to new problems that are not directly mentioned in the Quran or Sunnah. With these sources, Islamic ethics can remain relevant and adaptable in different times and situations.
These ethical principles also influence economic and social life. Islamic ethics promotes justice, cooperation, and social welfare. It prevents exploitation and helps create a balanced society. Now, let's move to the fundamental principles of Islamic ethics. There are several important principles that guide behavior in Islam, including Tawheed, justice, honesty and trustworthiness, responsibility, and balance. First, Tawheed. Tawheed means belief in one God. This principle reminds us that all actions are done under the awareness of Allah, so we must always act sincerely and responsibly. Second, justice means being fair in all situations. Islam teaches us not to zalim and harm others, and to treat everyone equally. Third, honesty and trustworthiness. This one is very important. Honesty means telling the truth, while trustworthiness means keeping promises and being reliable in all situations, especially in work and business. Fourth, responsibility means that every individual is accountable for their actions, both in this world and in the hereafter. And lastly, balance means avoiding extreme behavior. Islam teaches us to live in a moderate way, not to excessive on and not to lacking. All of these principles work together as a foundation of guide human behavior in a good and ethical way.
Finally, we come to the conclusion. The Islamic ethical system is a comprehensive system that combines faith, intention, and action. It guides individuals to behave responsibly and helps create a just and balanced coexistence in this world and the hereafter. Thank you for your attention.